Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to AI Tools Every Marketer Should Know About. Thank you for joining us today as we take you through an in-depth examination of 8 AI marketing tools that have the power to streamline workflows, enhance content creation, and get things done better and with greater efficiency. In an era where AI is a necessity for staying competitive, it's crucial to understand which AI-powered marketing tools will drive value, how to allocate marketing budget toward these, and how to integrate them into your organization's processes. Our content today will help you do just that. Before we dive in, this webinar is hosted by One Magnify. We are an organization that creates optimal customer experiences through digital transformation. We combine digital activation, technology innovation, and a foundation of data analytics and AI to magnify your brand. And from the One Magnify team today, we have Jeremy Sutton, Director of Marketing, Experience, and AI. At One Magnify, Jeremy helps usher in new marketing concepts, processes, and leverages emerging AI technologies to accelerate creation, ideation, delivery, and outputs. When not advising on marketing and experience strategy at One Magnify, Jeremy teaches digital marketing at the University of Michigan. Jeremy can routinely be found contributing ideas to transformative strategies to make enterprise corporations leaner, meaner, and more capable than their competition. I'm excited to hand things over to Jeremy to kick off this amazing content today. So, Jeremy, take it away.
Thanks, Anna, for the introduction, and thank you everyone for joining today's webinar. A quick agenda here. I'm going to present to you 8 tools that you might see benefit for in your marketing arsenal. And even prior to getting into these tools, I'll talk a little bit about how to use AI with human experts as well to influence and create some of your best content. And today's webinar will be focused on a lot of content marketing, which every marketer has done in their career or is contributing to on a daily basis, right? So it's going to be marketing content centric. And we'll touch on ChatGPT. We'll talk about custom GPTs today. I'm going to show you a great tool, GPT for Sheets, Jasper, Surfer, Midjourney, DALL-E 3, and Intercom. Some of these tools I'm sure you've used and or heard of before, but I'm going to show you practical examples today that you can put to use very quickly. So this will be a great use of time in today's webinar. In the context of using AI in a marketing capacity, I just wanted to ground us a little bit on fitting AI to your needs. There's 3 major ways that organizations are using AI to drive change, and we're going to be focusing on 2 of those in today's webinar. The first 2 being individual productivity and process automation and improvement. So you're going to notice a lot of the tools and workflows that we'll discuss today are really focused on that. And that third piece is transformational solutions, which will be covered in other webinars in this series. I first want to, before I jump into tools and utilization, I want to talk about taking a responsible approach to how you use AI in the context of content marketing. At One Magnify, we center most of our strategic content marketing efforts on adoption of principles and best practices, and we ground ourselves on Google's Search Quality Rater guidelines. So in content marketing, AI is best used with human oversight and augmentation to ensure content follows principles of what Google describes as EEAT. So what EEAT means is experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. And I'm going to link to 2 different documents here today, the Search Quality Rater guidelines that Google publishes, and also general guidelines for raters that are used as part of that process. So just to quickly hit on these, experience is referring to how much does the creator of the content have firsthand experience in the areas being covered. Expertise is how much does the creator have expertise, skill, or knowledge of the subject they're writing about. Authoritativeness, what are the reputations of the author and the website like? Are they reputable in general? And then last but not least, trustworthiness. How accurate, honest, and safe and reliable is the content presented on the page? So the common thread here is generating as much perceived user value as we can And we always don't want to fully automate via AI. We want to use subject matter expertise from experienced marketers to add a layer on top of AI to always take this responsible approach and bring the user the best types of content we possibly can. I'm gonna go into the 8 tools that we'll discuss on today's webinar, and I'm gonna show you practical use cases of all 8 tools. The first being the most obvious that probably all of you on this webinar have attempted to use or have used in your marketing journey is ChatGPT, the most well-known product within the AI space. And ChatGPT actually has 2 unique kind of licensing or pricing models. The free version of ChatGPT 3.5 and also ChatGPT Plus, which allows you to use GPT-4. So the difference here is a free license versus a $20 per month license. We are big advocates of the ChatGPT Plus product. We have no affiliation with OpenAI, but really the types of role sets on your marketing teams that would leverage ChatGPT would be marketing analysts, potentially copywriters, social media specialists, and content creators, and even front-end developers to write micro applications. So you do see this product being used across marketing teams and even design, UX, and development teams. And some of the strengths of ChatGPT are the fact that it is customizable, it has a fantastic API, and it can accomplish a diverse range of tasks, including image generation, which we'll talk about later in today's webinar. So what are some of the skills that are needed to get the full value out of ChatGPT, from a marketer's perspective? And over time, you will want to develop or at least start from understanding basic prompting acumen. So ChatGPT is very conversational, as you'll see in some of the applied demos, and just getting an understanding of how to generate good outputs iteratively with prompts and chats is a basic skill that one must have. Practical applications for a marketer of ChatGPT or GPT Plus is blog planning, micro applications, keyword research, maybe writing or generating product content. And in today's example, we'll do a quick use case with generating blog topics, titles, and keywords. So I'll launch into a session here now and take you through GPT specifically using the GPT Plus or GPT-4 model and license. So I'll just put in and paste a prompt here, but I'll recite what that is. Prepare a table of 10 ideas for blog posts for the following website. And what I've done is referenced a blog URL, which would contain a lot of thumbnails of blog posts and summary descriptions of each blog post. And in this table, please provide me with the following fields: title, target keyword, LSI keyword, and search intent. So when that's running, you'll notice that ChatGPT does create a table-based output, which a lot of times is easier to kind of visualize and understand and interpret for the purposes of planning, let's say, content on this blog in general. So you can prompt GPT with a number of values that you're seeking out in terms of your output to be generalized. And in this case, this gives us a pretty good operating list to walk into a strategic blog planning meeting to discuss possible titles and topics for maybe, let's say, thought leadership posts or any type of informational content. So always remember with GPT-4, you get these enhanced features like web browsing and also being able to use the more up-to-date models that will reference more accurate data. Deliverables like this, which might be also table-based formats, can be moved into other platforms like Excel or like Sheets, making it pretty flexible. A lot of people tend to think that it's all just going to be a text-based output, but really embrace the idea of using GPT-4 for some of these more advanced outputs that are more usable in your day-to-day marketing activities. Next, we'll talk about custom GPTs. So custom GPTs within OpenAI's platform come along with the license to GPT-4. So as long as you're spending that $20 per month per seat, you're getting access to custom GPTs, which I'll show you here in a minute, the efficiency of setting up a custom GPT and how to utilize it for common recurring tasks that you need a deeper level of subject mastery in creating through the OpenAI toolset. So who would use custom GPTs? Commonly that would be copywriters, SEO analysts, even developers, as we talked about with using the basic ChatGPT Open API licensing. Some of the strengths of using custom GPTs, even compared to just instructional prompting inside of ChatGPT, is you're going to get better task accuracy, and the instructional detail that you can use is a great feature set within the custom GPTs that are you can create inside of ChatGPT 4. So what skills does a marketer need to use custom GPTs? It's not much more than what we discussed with ChatGPT 3.5 or 4, but again, a basic understanding of prompt ideation. So, using chat interactions to lead, an open API model to an output as part of ChatGPT. So some of the practical applications of using custom GPTs are web copy and content, because you can train a custom GPT to write in a specific style, more succinctly, more elegantly. You can also generate topical content maps, which if you've ever contributed to an SEO process, you'll know the value of that. Branded or unbranded content and brand positioning. These are all examples of practical use cases of using these custom GPTs. And in this case, I will do a thought leadership idea generation example and create or show you how to edit and create a custom GPT for your own use using an example that we had provided. So when you're logged into your ChatGPT 4 account, if you click Explore GPTs, which brings you to this GPT interface with also third-party featured GPTs, you'll come up to the top right-hand corner and click My GPTs, and you'll notice a list of GPTs that you would have created, or you could have clicked the plus symbol to add a new one. But in this case, I'll walk you through an example just to show you the process of what's involved with creating a custom GPT. So in this case, I'll go ahead and edit one that I've previously created for thought leadership, idea generation. And one of the main differences in a custom GPT versus just prompting in a conversational sense with GPT-4 is that you can train up the GPT on specifically what you're looking to do. And where this becomes of great value is when you start including knowledge that has to be studied and understood and referenced to give you the right output. So in this case, I've gone to the edit screen. You'll see a preview here on the right, but this is my configuration tab on the left. And you can name your GPT, you can provide a description. And in this instructions box, you're instructing the GPT on what its primary purpose is and how you are expecting it to research, process ideas and information, and then come back to you with what you're expecting to receive an output. So you'll notice in my instructional model here on the left, which is not too overexpressed, you'll see that I have a primary purpose statement. I try to give the GPT context of who I'm imagining what its role would be, and then what type of outputs I'm traditionally trying to steer it for in this case. And then you'll notice I also like to use a conversational starter here, which might be for someone who's going to use this custom GPT other than myself, so that they can interact with it very quickly without trying to understand, how to really kind of use the custom nature of what was created. One of the biggest training devices or features is the knowledge section in the bottom. So you can actually upload files. And in this case, those files are the knowledge that this custom GPT is becoming trained upon. That's a very important piece of this. You can train on large PDF documents, other types of mixed media that it will crawl and understand. So if you have something that might be, let's say, a guidebook or a guideline or a set of maybe how to interpret brand styles, you could upload that into the knowledge section. And really what it's doing is, think of it as you're training someone to be an expert in what you're asking it to do. So that's as actually easy as the setup is. And you'll notice that as you start creating more and more of these and previewing example outputs, you'll kind of refine your level of knowledge inputs, and then also instructional model for the GPT. But it can be as simple or as complex as you want it to be. I will note that we get very good outputs from even simplistic instructional sets. And a lot of it does come down to how you reference knowledge base articles, things like EEAT as a Google Quality Rater guideline, a perfect example of a PDF to reference in the knowledge base. So these are things that you can put in place very quickly and efficiently. And you'll notice that the simple kind of creation step and process here is really not that involving to get up and running with a custom GPT that you can use day in, day out to help you with very specific complex tasks where you need a very refined output to reflect certain standards and levels of mastery that you want to have coming from, in this case, the AI engine. So this is a great tool that can be put to use by many marketing teams. So, envision different ways to scale custom GPTs out. You'll notice that as a best practice, you're usually building a library of custom GPTs, each one trained on very specific tasks to deliver consistent, strong outputs that can be highly usable as they come out of OpenAI's engine here. So a very unique feature of GPT-4 to scale out within your marketing teams and community. Our third tool here today is GPT for Sheets, or alternatively for Excel. It's a product, an extension that's used inside of Google Sheets or Excel by a company called GPT for Work. And to get the best value out of it, you'll want to load your OpenAI API credits because it does use an API call to populate content within a spreadsheet or another table-based application. So in this case, when you're editing content in bulk, or you have assignments or needs where you want to mass transform or create a lot of content or a data set, the team members on your marketing teams that will generate value and benefit from this might be an SEO analyst, an analytics manager, a content planner. There's a lot of role sets that could use bulk transformation or bulk idea generation. So that is related to what the strengths of this product are, is bulk processing or doing small scale data transformations using GPT prompting cell by cell. So the skills that are needed to leverage GPT for Sheets is that basic prompting acumen and then some experience in spreadsheets. So understanding how cell formulas work and then leveraging copy and paste techniques across a spreadsheet. So most marketers are going to have that under their belt, from their career. Practical applications of using GPT for Sheets: on-site SEO workbooks, a primary application where you're scaling out across maybe thousands of different web pages, doing site audits where you're looking at different URLs, auditing things for content value, or even doing data analysis at a smaller scale in general using a set of fields, rows, and columns. So we're going to explore a use case today where we build and populate an on-site SEO workbook. This will probably resonate with you if you've ever been part of a team producing a website and worrying about how each page is optimized for search results. But in this example, what I've done is I've taken addresses of web pages based on a crawl of a website. In column A, assigned a simple target keyword to each page. In column B, and then I'm going to go ahead and ask GPT for Sheets, which uses a ChatGPT API connection to actually create title tags and meta descriptions. Normally, this type of a process would have required full-time kind of SEO copywriter. It might have required someone doing keyword research and analysis to bring keyword inclusion into a title tag and meta description. But you'll quickly see how efficient this is at transforming data in bulk. So again, that's one of these key factors of using GPT for Sheets is mass transformation upon large bulk data sets. So I'll just show you how this essentially works. Is we'll turn on an extension, which would be the GPT for Sheets extension. And I'll just go ahead and open it. And it actually opens it within your window of Sheets. And what that's doing is connecting to an API account within ChatGPT. And that's going to allow me to use all the functions cell by cell. So you can actually see that I've highlighted in the second row here a cell value, which would have this GPT reference. And you'll notice I've created a simple prompt here, and all it's doing is calling the API. So I'm asking it to write a unique SEO optimized title tag that is under 60 characters and contains the one Magnify brand at the end of the title tag for the keyword. And then it's referencing in its argument cell B2, which in this case is the keyword. So I can actually this is the beauty of GPT for Sheets, is drag this all through. So I've got, let's say in this example, 50 web pages, and it's going to go ahead and create SEO optimized title tags for those 50 pages. While that's running, you'll notice it's populating pretty quickly based on this API connection. I'll do the same thing for meta descriptions, and I'll quickly write some meta descriptions here as well. So you'll notice the function is I'm calling out to GPT and I'm asking it to write a unique SEO optimized meta description that is under 20 words, that includes the target keyword and is optimized for a good click-through rate. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and drag that value into all the fields. And lo and behold, within a matter of minutes, I've got title tags and meta descriptions that could populate numerous web pages should you not have an available copywriting or SEO resource at your call. Also, as an example, generating things like LSI keywords. You can write functions in there to reference the primary target keyword to help you, I would say, optimize your content even further when you start getting into that copywriting process. But for large bulk transformations, GPT for Sheets is a game changer. So anytime you're doing things more than just a simple prompt, which would require a written output, it's really flexible and really good for kind of these large scale data transformations and optimizations. Our fourth tool here will be Jasper. And Jasper is a very quick and efficient and easy to use tool for marketing teams to scale without much of a learning curve. So actually very minimal background in prompting or chatting with an AI product will actually get your team up and running in Jasper. Jasper comes along with about a $59 per seat per person monthly price point. And where we see a lot of the benefit of Jasper is for social media analysts, content marketers, or web experience designers that need to populate some content, potentially even in prototyping stages. So Jasper is a great product and has a number of templates, which we'll talk about here in a second, to get you up and running pretty quickly. The main strengths of Jasper is that it has 50 templatized marketing solutions, and the simplicity of the UI helps marketing teams accelerate very quickly out of the gate. They do have a fantastic knowledge base to support those strengths. Some of the skills needed, again, basic understanding of transactional prompting, also content development, and even if you have a little bit of background of brand guidelines, that's going to come into play when you run your content marketing activities to get the best on-brand copy outputs from the tool. So some of the primary applications of Jasper: blog posts, social posts, product descriptions even, and you're going to quickly notice from the 50 templates that are in Jasper, all of these different use cases and variations. So I'll go into an example of creating some blog or thought leadership content right now using the Jasper app and creating that succinctly and quickly, and you'll quickly notice some of the efficiencies to be gained, with a newer kind of marketing member on your team versus someone who might be more, used to using a ChatGPT product. So when I'm logged into actual Jasper, I'll go to the Create Content menu on the top left, and you'll notice that it's giving me some suggested content types. But I'll go ahead and in this example, view all templates. So Jasper's preloaded with over 50 templates. And in this case, these templates really relate to a lot of things that marketers will use time and time again. So in this example, I'll just pick one. You can notice that there's, you can view categories or all templates here. I'll just pick one that in this case would be a blog post. And in this case, you can populate Jasper. So notice a lot of different in terms of an interface with ChatGPT. But in this case, I could put, marketing adaptation of AI best practices as just a generic title. I'll click next, and you can actually identify a target audience, which is actually suggested by Jasper in this case. I'll just take its suggestions as marketers, business owners and tech enthusiasts. I'll click next. You don't even need to provide it with an outline. I think this would be giving you more enhanced content if you fed it an outline that it would follow in generating the content. But in the sake of this demo, I'll just show you a more minimal type setup. So I'll click next. And I could add more information. You'll notice here on the left to refine the output even further, which might be referencing other knowledge materials or other pieces of information. Like in this case, I could put custom information, case studies, or even keywords that could be incorporated. But in this demo, I'll skip that and I'll click Generate Now. And Jasper actually generates very usable content initially, right? So a lot of kind of the grammatical structure, the way it develops content, I found to be unique and differentiated from OpenAI. It looks like they're obviously layering on top of other language models to their own advantage to generate strong output and content. And in this case, a lot of turnkey different deliverables. So whether you're creating a social media campaign, whether you're creating ad variations for ad copy, let's say in Google Ads or in Facebook ads, it gives you a lot of great templates to work from. And you'll notice too that the learning curve here is much more efficient for first-time marketers using AI. So that's the nice thing about the Jasper suite is that it's really turnkey to really be able to kind of dive in and start using it on a day-to-day basis, where you might not have to have as much background in prompt engineering or understanding best practices in conversational prompting, because the informational inputs that Jasper uses based on a template are much more streamlined. So we've always found that a lot of smaller marketing teams gravitate towards this, where this could do the work of a couple copywriters, and then you would have good generative content to start from as the basis for, let's say, building out a content calendar. So that's the unique proposition of Jasper, is it's really helping a lot of your content marketing solutions and services over time. And it can, again, when you have a tapped out amount of human resources on your marketing team, this can augment that and be great kind of generative starting points for good content and copy that would be used in a marketing campaign. So we found a lot of value in it between ourselves and our clients. And in this case, very easy to scale, very easy to get up and running, and has a very rich feature set for the price of admission. Our next tool is Surfer, and Surfer is a long-form SEO and copy optimization platform. And one of the tools or options that you will have within the Surfer platform, they have a fantastic product feature called Scale AI, which is available for $219 a month, which actually gives you 120 long-form AI-generated articles over the course of a year. Surfer is a fantastic product for SEO teams, content marketers, anyone planning and contributing to long-form content. And Surfer, because it's kind of an SEO product, its strengths are in content discovery, like looking at what competitors are doing in search, competitive analysis, and search research against what type of copy will help you possibly generate page one rankings for a given target keyword. So to get the most value out of Surfer, some of the skills you'll need are SEO acumen and an understanding of a copywriting process, because you'll see in the demo today that content outlines are a big piece of the Surfer product. Practical applications of using Surfer are, curated cornerstone content, doing competitive research, even writing long-form blog posts that will hopefully bring you inbound traffic to your website or blog. And in today's example, I'll do an AI generative long-form content piece using the content editor, showing you an outline and how Surfer will score your content as part of today's demo and how you might be able to use that in your daily marketing operations. One of the things I really like about Surfer is a very detailed and a new kind of look at doing keyword research. So in this case, I'll look at using a seed keyword in this demo, full stack application development. And Surfer will actually generate certain article ideas based on average monthly search volumes and average KD, and also give me topical jumping off points for other related keywords based on my seed. So this will actually help you plan out potentially other ideas to bring in more inbound traffic to your blog or to some of your Cornerstone content. I like using this with a different look and feel than, let's say, the Google Ads Keyword Planner for generating planning and topical ideas for, let's say, blog posts, thought leadership, or any topics that you really want to bring in some inbound traffic for. So a really nice look at doing keyword research through a slightly different lens, if you will. One of the main features that Surfer is known for is called the content editor, and I'll quickly show you the power of the content editor. When you're building long form content, it will actually help you create long form content, but also score the long form content against your competitors in search for the content you are generating. So in this quick example, you'll notice here on the right-hand panel, I've got a content score. And what that's doing is evaluating the content that we would be writing with AI here, writing, with a human copywriter against some of the best practices with a target keyword in mind, right? In this case, generative AI. So one of the nice things it can do is actually it can create a headline for you that will give you a good starting point for an article or for a blog post that would score reasonably well from the onset. So notice, I just generated an outline and it's now built up my perceived content score to a 48 out of 100 before getting into writing the copy. But it's created a structural outline for an article that's a really good jumping off point for writing some of this long form copy. And you'll notice too, there is a feature that Surfer has AI credits. So it can actually take this outline and write long form copy against it. And the written copy is actually very good, very accurate. So that's something that you could use, with your marketing teams to generate long form ideas that will become Cornerstone content to help you rank for various keywords. It gives you ideas and optimization recommendations all along the way. So that's something that you want to factor in. And in a stage like this where you see a content outline, this is a good opportunity to make changes based on your goals of the article. So a really nice feature and solution here for, influencing, I would say, your inbound traffic related to your website or your blog. This tool is very well accepted in the SEO community and does help bridge the gap between just, let's say, generative content coming out of something like a ChatGPT with a more enhanced model and way of gathering, let's call it EEAT friendly content that gives the user a lot of added perceived value and does factor in competitive signals coming from page one search results. So Surfer is something that can be quickly scaled up amongst copywriting and SEO teams for a lot of long-term benefit, which will likely lead to more inbound traffic and hopefully, more conversions from those channels. Our next tool is Midjourney, which is a fantastic creative production tool. And just as an FYI, the image that Anna showed during my introduction, I generated that image via Midjourney. So the photo you see there on the right was an AI generative image where I fed it another photo of myself and created the context for a background that looks like a nice, in-office photo. And I believe I took that from my cell phone to give you an idea of some of those expansive possibilities. So Midjourney starts at about $10 a month for a basic plan, and it runs on Discord. If you've ever used Discord before, that's how the Midjourney app ecosystem is built. And marketing team members that might use Midjourney are your creative directors, your art directors, maybe even your bloggers for coming up with some compelling imagery to attach to a well-written blog post. Strengths, of Midjourney is it's a fantastic creative ideation tool, and the imagery generated with Midjourney can be very detailed, very compelling, and very artistic, which is one thing I really enjoy about it. Some of the skills that you'll need to leverage Midjourney is an understanding of how Discord works and creative basics. So maybe some art direction foundation would be helpful. Practical applications of Midjourney include website imagery, blog content, even social content. A lot of times we'll get, you'll see from Midjourney generative images, high click-through rates, high interactions, because it does a pretty good job with V6 of leading to great outputs. And I'll do a quick use case here of generating blog imagery. And I've already talked to you about headshots as a great example of how Midjourney can be scaled within your marketing efforts. But we'll show a little creative process here unfolding by using the Midjourney toolset on top of Discord. I'll just use a prompt in here, and it all starts with imagine. So I'll use a prompt in here. I'll delete this section here, and I'll drop my prompt back in, interacting with the Discord server. So I'll prompt, show me a middle-aged man wearing a stylish suit, waiting in a reception area at a doctor's office. And what'll happen is the Midjourney bot will take that input, and you'll notice the V6 identification on that prompt, which is Midjourney V6, which is their latest and greatest image processing model. And we'll give it here a second or two, and it will come back with generating 4 ideas that possibly could be utilized from that prompt. So we'll just wait here, and you'll see that it will come back with 4 ideas. Maybe I was conceiving a blog post for a pharmaceutical company or for some other type of a business venture. And here I could take any of these ideas, upscale them, remix them, and they would be suitable candidates, for a blog post or for some other type of an advertising campaign. So you can see quickly how you can use this to generate images for different types of mediums. One of the things I really like about it is the visual detail and the stylistic output is really nice if you've been in, had a background in art direction or creative direction. So these images can look very good in different types of media, including, social content, blog posts, and other forms of marketing collateral. So a really nice tool here to scale up a high level of detail. And this V6 model they've recently released is really up to the task, and you'll find yourself iterating off of it to produce some great marketing content. Our next tool is DALL-E, specifically DALL-E 3, that's available as part of the $20 per month GPT Plus license. So the DALL-E 2 model is free, but DALL-E 3 has a lot of advancements that I'm going to talk to you about today that you really can leverage within a marketing environment. Some of the roles within a marketing team of who would leverage DALL-E 3 might be a creative director, an art director, or even a blogger that's writing long-form copy and needs some good imagery. Some of the strengths of DALL-E 3, even compared to maybe a Midjourney, is the text-to-image accuracy. And you'll see kind of what I mean by that in this applied use case. Some of the skills needed, since DALL-E 3 is integrated with ChatGPT, you're just basically going to have essential prompting acumen that you need. And when you do instruct for some kind of a visual output, DALL-E 3 works in conjunction with ChatGPT to bring images into the mix, like the example you'll see today. So practical applications of the DALL-E 3 toolset: website imagery, blog post images, and even infographics, like we'll show in today's example. So in this case, I'm going to create a prompt for ChatGPT here. And notice I'm logged into ChatGPT 4, so I can use the features of DALL-E 3. DALL-E 3 is much more advanced than DALL-E 2, which was part of the free GPT 3.5. So in this case, I'll put in a quick prompt, and I'll walk you through this. So I'll take a hypothetical example for an automotive dealer. In this case, I'll ask ChatGPT 4 to create an infographic for an automotive dealer's website showing how the cost to maintain a car can vary by state. Use a map of the US to create estimated costs for each state and highlight states that may be very expensive or very affordable. It would use concepts like temperature, weather condition, other factors. So you have to give it a little bit of context on the type of output you're looking for, maybe on a possible layout, maybe on factors that would go into the infographic. So a little bit of kind of that creative process there is being used because, again, this will be text to image. So when you use a prompt like this, and we'll go ahead and click enter, ChatGPT knows, because I've asked for an infographic, that it's going to tap into DALL-E 3 and it's going to start creating an image. So we'll give this a couple seconds here to generate an image. And you'll see that there are some limitations currently, but as OpenAI's models get more refined, as do other language processing platforms, we'll start to see more advanced outputs in the future. But you'll notice that if I click in to this result, you're going to notice that it kind of checked all the boxes of what I've asked it to do. It's an illustrative graphic in this case. And you'll notice if we punch in on it, the words in the copy look like gibberish a little bit. And there are some limitations. This is one of them of kind of current text to image when using a tool like DALL-E 3. But if you've ever been part of the production of an infographic, you're going to quickly know that this is a great starting point to engage the creative team or to come up with ideas on top of this. So think of this as more of an efficiency tool, an idea generator. And in this case, this would be a great underpinning maybe that you could hand off to a designer or a content strategist to, produce a final output based on this generative infographic. And it might save you 70% of the production time that you currently would have had to have dealt with in your traditional content marketing efforts. So, and you can keep running prompts like this, varying the inputs that you're providing to GPT-4 to get different types of outputs. Be as descriptive as possible, and you'll notice that you'll start getting a number of different variations and formats, and becomes highly usable under the license of DALL-E 3 for things like social posts, blog posts where you're centering the user, on some key takeaway with a nice visual aid like an infographic. So it's great in that sense. And the nice thing about DALL-E 3 is it just integrates with GPT-4. So you do have a fusion so that instructionally within a conversation, you can just all of a sudden ask for an image or a graphic, and it will produce it in the context of what you've asked it for. So it makes it very fluid, in that sense, and really does help steer a finished deliverable into a great direction. So infographics will never be the same because of these types of efficiencies. But again, you can apply these very easily within your own kind of marketing responsibilities to possibly enhance your content production workflows. Our last tool on today's webinar is Intercom. And really what I want to emphasize is the role of chatbots and using AI to leverage for site experiences and possibly customer service. There's a great product by Intercom that has for $99 a month, full AI through a feature or product brand called Fin that they have. And really the roles on your marketing team that might benefit from a stronger AI chatbot product would be someone like a chat assistant, a content marketer, or a business development rep that might be handling inbound leads in a chat medium or a chat experience. Some of the strengths of Intercom is you're going to get great AI interactions with real users. The quality of the features of the input and output from the AI product itself to real life user questions and scenarios is actually very well developed. And some of the skills that your team might need is understanding conversational flows in typical chat sessions, because you can actually build and enhance out the product to make it more human-like in terms of interactions and pointing to knowledge materials. So some of the practical applications of a product like Intercom is website support, customer service. If you have an e-commerce operation, it's going to be fantastic for potentially fielding initial questions. And I'm going to show you a quick overview or use case of some of the features that Intercom has with its chat experience product. Here I am logged into the back end of Intercom, and I've navigated to the overview of the Fin AI agent. And what's kind of nice here in Intercom in a demo is they allow you to try Fin, their AI assistant, as Spotify or as Slack or as Lyft. And they are advertising the fact that you can resolve 50% of your support questions with Fin's help instantly. So you can kind of do a demo for yourself there on your own time with a free trial within Intercom. But I found that Fin's interactions are very, very fluid and also help resolve a lot of kind of user or customer support questions. What's nice also about the AI agent is that you can load specific content. So for Fin, the AI agent, to actually use that, you can load articles, external pages, snippets, and even files. And what that's doing is that's training up Fin on how to respond and interact with your users through a chat session. So it's a really nice way of customizing the AI to get more accuracy conversationally inside of a chat session. You'll also notice too that you can also use custom answers. So if you need to lead a user within the AI assistant to a specific outcome or a different type of an answer based upon how the conversation goes, you can load those all here. So really what it's doing is helping you, and you can also triage certain conversations before you pass them along to human representatives. So maybe even in your workflows as well within your marketing or customer support teams, you could also use this before you get to a human layer. And it might reduce the amount of interactions that humans actually have to respond to users with. So this product in general and the role of AI in this product is very worthwhile and very advanced to enabling AI as part of your chat journey. That's all available through intercom.com. And like I said, free trial that you can use to explore these features further. Now that we've talked a little bit about AI tools that you can put to use in your day-to-day marketing activities or within your marketing organization, I'll talk to you a little bit more about One Magnify's capabilities and talk to you about two offerings that are unique to One Magnify to really help you scale AI in a marketing context. We have both offerings called Generative AI and Platform Strategy. And really, we're here to help organizations build AI processes and workflows that are scalable around your existing resources, maybe including using existing tech stacks and features to make AI more complementary and help save time and efficiency within your marketing operations. As part of our platform strategy offering, we can do full platform reviews and audits with layering in AI enablement on top of that. So getting, maximum value out of your existing platforms that are in place today, but also augmenting them with AI features and functionality. These offerings have suggestive processes, which will help you fast track activation and enablement. So a very deep consultative approach to identifying how to use this, how to adopt it, and how to possibly train up team members as well. And this is all part of a larger digital transformation solution here at One Magnify with platform evaluation, integrations, and connected applications. So laddering this up into a holistic approach to digital transformation is what we excel at. So you'll notice that these really will follow in the footsteps of that overarching process that we use day in, day out. So to continue the conversation, you can reach out to our AI experts at One Magnify directly by using the email address ai@onemagnify.com. We'd love to have a conversation with you or a referral or a team member about how AI can benefit your marketing processes or your business in general. Also, we have an upcoming webinar that you can learn more about AI with, which is on May 22nd. It's entitled The AI CMO, Elevating B2B Customer Experiences with AI. And we'll also be sending some resources directly to you at the email address that you registered for this webinar, including a Forrester report entitled Generative AI, What It Means for B2B Marketing, and a recording of our AI Foundations for Marketers webinar as well. So again, would encourage, healthy outreach here. Looking forward to chatting and taking this conversation further. But thank you for your time on today's webinar. Hopefully you've gotten some great value out of this and can share some of this content with your marketing team members, or just, maybe it's a thought starter for some next ideas that you might implement within your own organization leveraging AI. So thanks for your time today, and we'll look forward to connecting with you. Thank you.